So they finally cut JBL off of SmackDown? Yes! Christmas came early! Woo! Wait. Wait. They canceled Christmas? Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. I again thank you for watching, and thank you, right off the bat, we're going to go into this big announcement. Because of you fine folks, I am up to, now over, a little bit over, 50 subscribers. Granted, I was hoping to do it a little bit earlier than this. I was hoping to get it by SummerSlam, but again, I want to thank you folks who have subscribed and those who have stayed subscribed. Thank you very much from the bottom of this A on here. Oh wait, no, this A over here. Thank you very much for sticking with me and letting me entertain you with my own little view of professional wrestling. But there's a lot to get to, so let's hurry up and get started. Okay, first of all, the big news from the weekend. It was announced both by WWE and by John Bradshaw Layfield, a.k.a. JBL, a.k.a. Jibbles, a.k.a. John O'Clock, a.k.a. Mr. Maggle, that he would be leaving the SmackDown commentary team. In fact, tonight's SmackDown will be the first one without JBL, and I'm sure you are all like me and breathing a huge sigh of relief because we don't have to hear the phrases "Big Match John," he's calling his people, and anything else that came out of his mouth at a high volume. Now, this was not an immediate thing. From what I'm gathering from various sources, this had been in the works since October. In fact, it was in May. He was offered a new deal to stay with WWE. He decided against it. Now, I had heard that he was going to come back for the big events, and especially Tribute to the Troops. And I can understand that because Tribute to the Troops was, his idea, his baby, his unique contribution to WWE, and for that I applaud him. Because it's great that WWE shows its appreciation, and we can all thank JBL for that. But apparently, from what we gather, he's leaving to focus on his charity work. For those of you that don't know, JBL lives in Bermuda, and there's an organization that helps kids from low-income families and tries to keep them off the streets, keep them out of gangs, by teaching them rugby. And he is a big part of that, and he is the face of that organization globally. And for that, again, something else, as much crap as I give JBL, but it's only work JBL. Personal JBL is fine. But for blocking me, screw you. Now, it was announced that Corey Graves will be replacing him on the SmackDown Live announce team. There's a lot of rumors earlier this week. Mauro Ranallo, Renee Young were talked about amongst the other ones, but it was announced that Corey Graves will replace him on SmackDown. Now, Raw fans, if you're just a fan of one brand or the other, Raw fans, don't be discouraged. He's actually going to do double duty. He will do both Raw and SmackDown. However, he will not be doing main event in 205 Live as he was doing. Nigel McGuinness has subbed in for him until, I guess, a regular replacement can be found. And, WWE, if you're looking for a replacement, I might know a guy that could probably replace him on those two shows. So if you'd like to contact my people, we could get you the name of that person that could replace Corey Graves on 205 Live and main event. Maybe also pitch in on NXT. I don't know. Maybe Michael Cole wants to take some time off. Booker T maybe too. You know, we'll find you a guy to replace him. In other news, Vince McMahon is crazy. Now, I know this isn't really anything new, but a lot of interesting things have come to light that Vince McMahon and WWE have done in the past few days, and I'm going to go through these rapid fire. First of all, one thing that can be blamed for Vince was in between bouts of sitting at home chasing kids off along with the broomstick, he decided to do some frequent title changes, specifically in the especially in the women's division where this has gotten a lot of talk. According to sources, it was Vince who was responsible for these title changes, and it was because, in his mind, it was to keep fans guessing. He wants to keep things interesting because, keeps viewers coming back. TV show, you kind of need viewers to keep. Anyway, it was revealed by Sasha Banks in an interview lately that she, it has actually shaken her confidence. She's thinking maybe they don't see me as a good champion. Let's say, okay, she's a 4-time women's champion, and the championships reigns barely lasted a month, and in most cases, and this last one lasted 9 days. I can see where your confidence might be shaken a little bit, but you know what? We're going to get to more of Sasha and her confidence later. Something else Vince is responsible for. It was revealed recently, as we know, Seth Rollins' music has changed. A lot of people's music has changed, and I don't know if it's everyone's music change has been attributed to Vince because, let's finish facts. Eminem has had, 3 theme songs in the last 3 months? Pick one, preferably the good one that you had going on. But I'm digressing. Now, it was Seth's theme music. As we all know, the person screaming, "Burn it down," was inserted into that pause in his music. And Seth revealed that it was revealed that it was Vince that wanted that changed because he didn't like the pause there. Okay, I got a few questions here. 1, it only occurs once in the song. The rest of the song, there's always that pause. Why isn't it constantly there? 2, he's had that theme music for 3 years now. Why is it only now it's changing? And 3, when are we going to get that mashup of Seth and Dean's theme? Which I think would be pretty awesome. I'm sure a lot of people out there would think that'd be pretty awesome. So I have questions there. Also, regarding Seth Rollins, in a recent interview, he gave the reason why he was no longer allowed to use the curb stomp. As we know, up until his heel turn in 2014, he used the... was it 2015? One of those two. Anyway, he used the curb stomp as his finishing maneuver. No, it was 2015. Yeah. Yeah, he used the curb stomp as his finisher, then he changed it to the pedigree. Now, we were all under the impression, and we were told by various sources and what have you, that it was because of a safety issue, because, WWE's worried about concussions and worried about wrestler safety. I mean, at the time, it made sense because there's a rash of injuries plaguing WWE's roster at the time. And I can understand that. However, now Seth brought to light the reason why the curb stomp why his finisher was changed from the curb stomp to the pedigree. And the reason was Vince didn't like the name of the move. I kid you not. Why would I lie? Apparently, it was after his appearance on the Today Show, after he became the WWE champion, after it was the Monday after WrestleMania 31, and he heard the name Curb Stomp said on the Today Show, and Vince was like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Change that. Instead of just changing the name of the move. No, he's not using the move anymore. Paul, he's using your finisher now. Or however the heck he was talking. Probably in the process screaming, get off my lawn! Where's my fruit juice? Okay, anyway. Now another thing that's come up recently is in regards to the Young Bucks. Apparently, WWE's legal team, probably on the order of Vince, issued a cease and desist letter to the Young Bucks for them using the crotch chop action and the phrase, suck it. As we know, these were popularized a long time ago by a team you might have heard of, D-Generation X. I don't know if you heard of those guys. Anyway. And this was brought up on an episode, latest episode of Being the Elite, which you can find here on YouTube. It's interesting how this was brought up, and then they talk about Vince taking away everything, and then which even brings me up to my latest thing. Vince has canceled Christmas. Yes, that's right. Vince has canceled Christmas. In a manner of speaking, and especially for his staff. If you look at a calendar and you go down to December, you will notice that Christmas, the 25th of December, a wildly popular holiday. You might have heard of it. You might celebrate it with your family. This year it falls on a Monday. Well, apparently, Old Man McMahon has decided that since it falls on a Monday, his people should work. Yes, that's right. WWE will be airing, as did announce yesterday, that on both Christmas Day and New Year's Day, easy for me to say, WWE will be airing live episodes of Raw. Now, a lot of people are up in arms of this, fans, talent, everyone. And the reason is because up until this point, the week of Christmas and towards New Year's is one of the 2 weeks that WWE didn't run any shows because it gave wrestlers, if they had their talent and their staff and all time, the ability to spend time with their families, which I like to believe all of us treasure. Okay, me not so much, because when I was doing security, I was always working Christmas because, other people had kids. And it was only right that I work because I don't have kids. But, anyway, traditionally, WWE takes breaks the week of Thanksgiving and the week of Christmas to give their wrestlers time to spend with their families, time to spend with their families and their kids. Well, a lot of people have been upset about this. I know Ribby Hardy, who, the shy, timid flower that she is, she put up a tweet which included a picture of the Hardy family, the Matt Hardy's family, Jess Hardy's family, but saying, Christmas is ruined. And I can totally understand this. Like I said, traditionally WWE takes that week off and gives everybody time to spend with their families. And a lot of people are up in arms about this because, of all the things you could do to make money, running shows on Christmas, I don't think it's going to do it. Because, one, everybody else is going to be spending time with their families. You hope, you think, maybe, for those who don't celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, celebrating those holidays with your families. Yeah. So yes, for the record, SmackDown is running on the first day of Kwanzaa, but apparently nobody's up in arms about that. Anyway, so Christmas. Canceled by Vince. Why? Old man. Going crazy. I don't know what else to say about this. I really don't. So I'm going to move on. And what am I going to move on to? Backlash on Sasha Banks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, in a recent interview, Sasha Banks complained about fans who try to meet her at the airport and meet her at hotels trying to get her autograph. Now, as I've known and as I've documented several times, and as I mentioned in my, one of the reasons I do not care for Sasha Banks, this is one of the reasons. She basically calls these people stalkers. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a little creepy. I can understand hanging out in public places waiting for a celebrity to show up. I can understand that. I know Dean Ambrose has talked about it, especially like on that ride along where you have people chasing them down in their cars. I know Dean Ambrose has complained about that. I know Paige has complained about that. But seriously, when you're putting yourself and that celebrity or wrestler in this case, or your other passengers in both vehicles in harm's way, that's extreme. Okay, I want to go that far. That's extreme. Please don't do that, because you are putting yourself in danger. You are putting the person whose attention you're trying to get in danger, and anyone else in both cars and everyone around you. Please, but other than that, as long as you're not putting anyone in any physical danger. I know a lot of fans that camp out at airports waiting for wrestlers to either come into the airport or leave the airport. I can understand that. I can understand. The hotel thing is a bit creepy, but it's kind of understandable. I mean, okay, yeah, the hotel thing's creepy. Who am I kidding? All right. Okay, let's stick to the airport. Let's stick to the arenas. And of course, when you're front row, if you're lucky enough to be in front row, that's. But basically, Sasha complained about this, calling these fans stalkers. She says she doesn't mind approaching fans when she arrives at the arenas or at signings, but she says it's creepy and it's scary that these fans wait for her at 5 a.m. at the airport to try to get her autograph or get in a picture with her or what have you. Well, a lot of wrestlers have weighed in with their 2 cents, saying that she should quit complaining about this. Most notably, Bubba Ray Dudley, or Bully Ray, or whatever he's calling himself right now. Mark Lamacchia, Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, Brother Ray, whatever. He did weigh in with a statement that I think pretty much puts the situation perfectly. And he responded to Sasha, don't worry about fans showing up at 5 a.m. to try to get your autograph. Worry about fans not coming to the airport at 5 a.m. to try to get your autograph. And he does make a very valid point. Sasha is a very popular wrestler. So, of course, people want to meet her, get their picture with her, and that. And when you're basically called a stalker and you're treated like this, this can have a tendency to backlash. I mean, what's next? I'm guessing pretty soon, she might go down the job list, and pretty soon we're gonna see her hanging out, or wrestling with a paper bag on her head that says "I'm not famous anymore." I think I made this. I made that somewhere on my previous show. I made that statement of once you're out the door, you're on as a professional wrestler, especially as a WWE superstar. I'm sure GFW superstars get this too. Ring of Honor superstars. Once you're out the door, you're on. You are your wrestling persona. You're not. You're the persona. You're not your normal self. You're not your buying groceries self. You're not your picking up cat litter at Walmart self or dog food or whatever you pick up at Walmart. You are your wrestling persona. And so, to the wrestlers that complain that the fans are stalkers, as long as they're not, as long as they're being respectful and above all else not trying to put anybody in danger to get your attention, that's your job. You know, because you're the reason they go to the shows. You're the reason they buy your merch. You're the reason you're getting a paycheck. Now, to fans out there, don't put yourself or anyone else in harm's way. Try not to be creepy. I know we can only do so much, some of us wrestling fans, about being creepy. But above all else, be respectful. These are people who are trying to make a living. And, you know, so to wrestlers, understand these fans want your attention because they care about you. And that's essentially what you want. And to fans, ease up on the creepiness. I mean, I don't know. It just gets more and more interesting on this situation. Like I said, there's been a backlash, actually, on Sasha Banks. And it's even possibly the reason why her title reign was so long. Or so short, I should say. Only 9 days. I'm no expert, but let's move on. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. I thank you for watching, and thank you for getting me to 50 subscribers and above. It's great that people enjoy watching what I do, because this is a lot of fun for me to do too. So, what did you think of the topics that I covered on this episode? Feel free to drop a line in the comments section below, and as always, you can talk to me via my most glorious social media. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you're not one of the 50 plus people that has subscribed to this channel, there's no time like the present. Go ahead, subscribe. Please, you'll love it. I hope. I hope you'll love it. Nice? You might enjoy it. And also don't forget to hit the bell for notifications for upcoming episodes. Well, again, thank you for watching, and I'm the Guido, and I think we're done.